Okay, guys. So, my name is Mohammed, and I'll be presenting to you about the complexity models today. My source is mainly PM Book 7, and I have also taken some help from several websites, which is already mentioned here in the slides. So, models, as you know, is in general terms is a 3D representation of something. But in case of project management, it is uh, it is a strategy uh, uh, to explain the ambiguity in the project or the unclear things in the project. So in PM book we have two models which are specified. I mean, one is Sinefin framework, and another is Stacy metrics. So as you know, complexity model help us to understand and classify the uncertainty in a project. The two models provide the framework to understand complexity and determine how to make decisions. So I'll first explain to you Stacy metrics because this is more elaborate, and probably both of them are similar. But Stacy metrics is very well explained and it is easy to understand. So this is a diagram I have downloaded from a gentleman called Herbie on a website, and he has explained Stacy complexity model in a very detailed manner. So in Stacy metrics, we have it is a two-dimensional model. So you have two unknowns. One is requirements and one is technology. So if you see on the diagram, so on this axis you have requirements. So close to agreement means it is more known to us, and close to this is technology. It is also, so the more you know, the simpler the project is. The more is unknown, it becomes complicated, and then it goes to complex and then anarchy. So simple tasks are well defined and easy to solve. This is generally very simple task in our general life as well. You know, you have to deliver something from point A to B. You know the route, you know the technology to deliver. That's a simple task, and you don't need a big plan or a team to do such jobs. Then we have the complicated ones. In complicated uh, in complicated, you have some unknowns. I mean, you are in the middle of complex and simple, so there are some unknowns. Like if you have to, I'll give you an example. If you have to send something abroad, so in your country, probably you know how to deal with things, but a country which you have never visited or you have never been there, you don't know. There will be too many unknowns about that country, about the culture, business culture of that country. So there will be a lot of unknowns in that respect. But complicated tasks are also classified towards simpler tasks. So you don't need a complex, plan, or you don't need a big team to do these tasks. Then comes the complex tasks. So complex projects, they are far from uncertainty, and this is actually what the project management is about. The agile project management is about. So here comes, the agile project management. It is perfect to deal with complex projects. So you have to go and make a team, then you have to divide the tasks, and you have to go for iteration. Like you make a task, you come to a solution, then you move forward. So the complex tasks are usually handled by agile framework. And then you go to the anarchy. Anarchy is something, in general terms we can say it's a disaster. So in case of disaster, you cannot plan anything and you cannot do anything until it is stabilized. So first you have to look for stability. For example, if you are doing a disaster management in a country, in case of an earthquake or a very huge flood, yeah, with corona. So first of all, you have to look for stability. First it will stabilize, and then you will wait for it to be in the same range of complex tasks, and then you will divide the tasks and do it as a complex task. So basically you have to look for stability and then find a solution for that. So this is pretty much it. There are some other models also other than these. So the second type of framework is or model is Senefin. It is almost similar to what we have seen in Stacy metrics, but it is a more vague kind of a model. So you have in the first one, you say you have obvious cause and effect, which means you have almost everything known. So you know what you need to do and what is the way to do it. It's a simple task. I mean, simple task. It is same as the simple task. Then you have complicated relationships. So you have some knowns and some unknowns. It is also same as Stacy metrics. Then complex relationships, which is unknown unknowns.
That here you apply the good practices, the common practices.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah. And then you have complex relationships. So this is where you use agile. I mean, it is unknown. So you have to make a team. You have to think about it, then you have to come for solutions, and then you have to reiterate, you have to go into all that process of agile by going through these iterations and sprints, and then you find solutions and apply them. So this is complex. Then chaotic environment, it is same, you have to stabilize it. Then disordered, this is something new. I don't know much about it. What do they mean about disordered relationship? Break into smaller parts whose context link with 4 other contexts. So basically it is same as I believe anarchy or chaotic. Then you have to first stabilize it, and then you go to the complex, and then you solve the problem. So this is pretty much it. And this is another model I have downloaded it from PMI website. It is a paper by Hess and Kathleen, and this is more in terms of, I would say specific. It is defined in more specific terms. For example, they are saying that there is independent projects, small low risk project, then you have medium moderate risk projects, then you have large significant risk project, which is also complex projects, and then you have more complex projects which consist of a program, and then program can be divided into different projects. So a program contains several projects basically. So this is they have defined it in detail, that for example, small low risk projects, these are 3 to 4 team members, 1 business unit, clear problem and solutions. And then you go to moderately complex projects. Duration is 3 to 6 months, up to 750K, 5 to 10 team members. Then you can schedule flexibility, some problem or solution, ambiguity, clear requirements, and 1 business unit. Then you go to highly complex project. It is more than 750,000 K, more than 10 team members. You have firm deadlines, you have complex team structure, unclear problems or solutions, undefined requirements, unproven technology, large scale organizational change. And then we go to programs. Programs is a group, it consists of several projects. So this is a model which is presented by some gentlemen called Hess and Kathleen. It is not related to, I believe, the other 2 models, but it is also an independent model to define the complexity of the project. So the main objective, what I understand from a complexity model, is to basically you have to classify the project before taking any action. First you classify, okay, it's a simple task, how can we do it? We can achieve it easily. Then you go for a complicated project, there are some unknowns, some knowns, and then you go accordingly. Mainly we are talking, when you say complexity models, mainly we have to consider the complex section of the second model, which was the name of the lady. What was it? Just a minute. No, the other one. Yeah, Stacy. So
I said Stacy.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Okay. So basically, Stacy complexity model. This section of complex in this model actually is the one we should be more concerned about, because this is where we apply agile and we apply all the tools and techniques and models to achieve the project.
Yes, here you are going more into programs and portfolios. In complex, you are in projects, and I like the last one, to be honest, This one is very beautiful presentation of how you can consider your project. And for me, for example, in the past, let's say 7 years, I was between those two. All our projects were above 750K, and all our teams were above 10 team members, and all the others are applicable. For you, you can consider yourself somewhere, I don't know which one will be your project, even being here or there or there, it will be your case to mention where you are, in which project you are operating.